Hello, one and all. Welcome back to Campaign 10, Divine Fervor. I am your host, as always, Virinity Void. This here is the penultimate episode of this campaign. This is part 17. We're going to be going into the 1830s, maybe even touch 1840, maybe. We'll see. But this is going to be the second to last part before we finish off this campaign. I will do like an extra long episode for the final part, and yeah, nothing really more to say other than, the usual. If you want to know what happened in the last part, please go watch the last part. Anyways, let's go read some national ideas. I think I owe it to Mondstadt, being that they are on top of Europe, metaphorically speaking, to read the rest of their national ideas. I think I read the 3rd and 4th already, so I'm going to read their 5th, 6th, and 7th national ideas. So the 5th national idea of Mondstadt is the rose in the library. The librarian Lisa is an endless source of knowledge and can easily refer us to the best person for the job. Just pray she doesn't refer us to Klee for artillery. Advisor costs minus 20%. The 6th national idea is spilling it out. Dine Winery, or Dine Winery's alcohol, also has unintended consequences on enemy spies in our midst. Tough luck for them. Foreign spy detection plus 50%. And the final national idea of Mondstadt is Memories of Dragonspine. No comment because of PTSD. Land attrition minus 40%. So, and their ambition is also years of separatism minus 5, so conquering land is very easy for Mondstadt. Basically, though, this 7th national idea kind of nullifies any attrition they take from going after Partout. So, it's unfortunate that Partou's biggest enemy has just basically the antidote to anything defensive Partout puts up. Because remember, Partout, I read all their national idea, the last of their national ideas in the last part. They inflict more attrition to the enemies, plus 2 flat. But Mondstadt simply reduces all of it by minus 40% on top of other modifiers they may have from their national idea. From their idea groups. So, unfortunately, Partou's defensiveness is just kind of nullified altogether. Anyways, with that done and said with, let us go forth. We are firmly in the age of revolutions. All around us we see revolutionary fervor popping off, and oh my goodness, I think my game is lagging a little bit because of the armies being pushed around, the regiments, which is not unusual. It is the 1800s, it is the late game, so, you've got hundreds upon hundreds of regiments being moved around, especially when the biggest player on the map, the biggest AI nation on the map, is at war with the second biggest AI nation on the map, and that is Livonia. Mondstadt is just pushing through. They have Dorpat, this imperialist. No, it's just for Osel. But Osel is already taken over, and there's just no way out of this. Mondstadt is just completely cruising. Absolutely. There's just no stopping. Why can I declare war? I don't know why that's like that, but okay. I'm just curious how much Livonia is going to lose. Like, look at this. Mondstadt is putting 164k on Tavastlan, and they're only getting 1.2% attrition. That's a little fucking insane. How much that 7th national idea is actually doing work. They added another 20k? 1.3% attrition. It's just, like... Oh gosh. Anyways, This war that I focused on at the end of the last part, which is Lebanon going after Semyon. I'm just curious, are you going to cross into Semyon's own land, Lebanon? Are you brave enough? You didn't last time because you didn't have access. But now that Semyon has been... Actually, that Lebanese army got defeated. Muscovy has pieced out of this war. They're still allied with Semyon, but they want no more part in this. So they are chilling out, and peace is had. Lebanon did not want to take any more of that. They lost some land down here in South Arabia, and even some land along the Nile River. I did not think Lebanon would concede like that, but we even have the revolutionary Mamluks that are Pesajet in religion. What the fuck? I don't understand that. How do you have cores of all tags? And well, the pretenders are rising up. The Consul Barkuk Aybak is going to be overthrown very swiftly. The revolution in the Mamluks was short-lived, if I do say so. Or maybe it's just that consul's life is short-lived. Polwo is not dead yet. Let that be known. They are not dead. They are merely a tributary of Li Yue with zero liberty desire. They're also allied with Takigawa and Sufanburi still. Sufanburi is not a subject at all. Kamai... No, this is Akdemachi. Bononeri, or the Lebanese coast invasion against Buneri. What? Oh, that's Bononeri. That's their adjective. Okay. Well, good luck, Lebanon. I don't think you're going to get much done, but sure. And then the Mamluks are now under Consul Fadl Kansur. Sure. You do you, Mamluks. Because somehow you and England are on the map. I don't know, bro. How is the revolution looking, though? It is looking mighty fine. We got some presence in Japan, some presence in Ihiri. Even Koryak is feeling the presence of the revolution. Revolutionary Ternate, because apparently Denmark was beaten so badly, they had to release Ternate under Consul Jalaluddin Ahmad. Interesting. Kutai was successful against Cebu, apparently. And Cebu is left with just 2 provinces. Dos provinces. The Marathas and Bharat. I'm surprised they haven't been attacked, honestly. I would have thought they would have been attacked by now, but I guess Satavahana is biding their time. Dundar, who do you not like, since your 2 allies left you? You don't like Salento, you don't like Lebanon, and you don't like Ihiri. Okay. The Gurids are now being attacked by Livonia. Once again, Livonia taking out the embarrassment of that loss from Mondstadt out on the Gurids. And, like, I can just zoom out like this, and you can tell how much Mondstadt took away from Livonia. Like, just look at how many cores Livonia has on Mondstadt. And that's not even how much land they owned before. Like, before Mondstadt declared their first war against Livonia, Livonia was even looking to take control of the strait over here at the Baltic, the west end of the Baltic Sea. But Mondstadt is just too good. They're just too powerful. Someone needs to stop these Germans, I swear. And Revolutionary Mzab is looking to be a vassal of Partu. Partu, are you looking to investigate these revolutionary ideas for yourself? No, you're not. You dismantled it. Okay. So now Mzab is now under Lord Admiral Yahya Al-Afdali. Gotcha. Lunda is also dead. Mutapa annexed them. Mahafali has no allies. Semyon has no allies. Muscovy broke that alliance, or vice versa, but whoever, regardless, Muscovy is not allied with Semyon. Muscovy is only allied with Livonia. See, Livonia doesn't have any attrition reduction ideas or national ideas, so they're taking 5.8% attrition on that one province and from the Gurids. That bleeds through manpower. It really does. The Orenburg Cossacks might also perish too. Hawaii is still going after Viti Levu, but I don't think Hawaii is actually going to land there, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think they are. I think Viti Levu is perfectly safe. Which I'm not sure why. Hawaii, you could transport enough troops over. You have a 3-star general, but John Jabrid is just lazing around, I guess. Cascadia is still slated to be executed because Colombia is allied with Sulacet and America. I don't think the Americas is going to be like North America. I don't think that's going to be fully filled out by the end of this campaign. That's just a feeling, though. What, we have Ulster as well? Huh. Okay. An independent Ulster. England got reduced by a province from Poitou somehow. I don't know. Was annexed by Poitou. Yeah, I'm not sure how that worked, but okay. Poitou, you gained one province back from England. The Livonia reconquest of Caliz, and this is against Sangvisferi, Lebanon, and Akhtimachi. So we get some sparring between Livonia and Lebanon. This is one I'm interested in, because if Livonia can push hard enough into Lebanon and curtail their power, or at least put a dent in Lebanon's power, that kind of sends a message that, you know, this big revolutionary state is not as invincible as it may seem. And, you know, at the end of the day, Livonia is not going to be able to take on Mondstadt. This is at least sending a message to others like, hey, I'm not dead. They took Dorpat, they took all my fucking land in the Baltic, but god damn it, I'm still fighting the good fight. And we still have revolution being spread around. It's spreading in Arabia, it's spreading in East Asia. Who knows who's going to go revolutionary next? I have no idea. The Gorids might go revolutionary. Or, I don't know, Japan might. Sumeru is also going after Guanseo. Yep, this is straight up against Guanseo. Wow, the Koreans actually have dynamic province naming for this stuff over here. That's actually pretty cool. Noju, Unam. Yeah, that's actually really cool. I had no idea they did. Maybe I was just oblivious to even this right here, Sunhua. Wow, that's cool. It's rare you see province localization for stuff like that's not Chinese, or not like, say, Turkish. You know, just the big cultures. They usually get dynamic province localization, but not the smaller cultures like Korean. Oh boy. And now, because Lebanon is fighting Livonia, Poitou thought, hey, you know, they're busy, I'm gonna hop in too. Like, this is just really opportune timing for Poitou. And Lebanon is going to be really struggling on all sides, because Livonia is going to be pushing in from the north, Poitou is going to be pushing in from the west, and then occupying the very fertile land around the Nile River. And the capital over here is going to be very exposed. Lebanon, you got threats on two fronts. You got to do something. Iran Shah is here, and it is revolutionary. And it is a Coptic Iran. I'm very conflicted over that, over this Iran that has spawned in. But I'll allow it. I will allow it. Livonia versus Lebanon. Let me see the stats on this. right quick. Livonia has the discipline, has the morale, and has the tactics. Lebanon's armies are just fucked. Just judging from that battle alone, this revolutionary empire is not good. There's really nothing else to say other than, yeah, it's not looking good for Lebanon. Try as you might to root out Livonian troops, but even when you do that, Partu with their allies of Haiti, of all of them that are coming over, they're pushing in from the west. It's a valiant defense, but it's just not enough. Also, Armenia for some reason has a province right in the middle of Lebanon. Not sure why. Ulster, England, still only those two are allied together. And okay. Guanseo was putting up a fight for... that's why Li Yue has been backing up Guanseo. Okay. But unfortunately, it seems like Sumeru has a lot of gas left in the tank, and they're going to be pushing hard toward Guanseo's capital. The capital is over here at Haibang, and Li Yue, they have no manpower. Guanseo has a little bit of manpower, but realistically, they are not going to be able to hold out that long. Oh, I wish you luck, Guanseo and Li Yue. I wish you luck. It's under siege. The papacy is besieging Lebanon's capital, and the wolves are closing in. They're biting at the heels, they're biting at the arms. Lebanon being ripped apart from north and south. As soon as their capital go down, that's kind of like the informal end of the war, because the Levant is going to be completely open for access north and south, and it's just what resistances are going to be. They're running out of manpower very quickly, whilst their enemies are just swimming in manpower. They're trying so hard against Muscovy over here. Why is Muscovy even in the... Oh, that's right. Muscovy is allied to Livonia, so they're helping out their good friends. Oh, Armenia is attacking the Gurids, and the Gurids can't do anything because they don't have access. They don't have any access. Okay. Who else is going to go after Lebanon, I wonder? It's got me curious. It's got me curious. Because they're once their manpower runs out and they're almost fully sieged down, Lebanon is going to be practically in a state of free fall, and surrounding powers can kind of just be like, hey, let me get a slice of that. Let me get a slice of that crumbling empire of yours. Sumeru was actually forced back. Li Yue has some life left in them, but how much life? Guanseo is disintegrating as we speak. Their military is defunct. Their capital is down. All the good land, the good farmable, arable land is occupied by the invading forces of Sumeru. Li Yue trying desperately to put up a defense, but the battle in Rebgong just kind of spells the death knell. What do you do? What do you do now? What else do we got going on over here in the Middle East? If there's one thing I want Salento to be kicked out of the Middle East. This needs to be cleaned up. This is like an ink spill across the map. Someone, please, clean up the ink. Oh. Songvesferi is almost fully sieged down. It's only a matter of time before Livonia ties up this war fairly neatly, and Lebanon is just left out to dry. I just hit part of my microphone. I hope that didn't peak something or whatever. Peak the levels. This is an imperialist war, so part 2 is gaining war score as it is. I see an interesting flag. Hey, the Isles are independent, because part 2 is not fucking paying attention to the Isles. It's crazy. Part 2 fought so hard to gain control of these Isles away from Averton and Cornwall. And over time, part 2 has just left it to its own devices. And now they got revolutionaries over there. They've got separatists. You have fucking the Irish rising up and gaining independence. The English. Averton was independent at one point, but they got squashed down. Gaeldom is independent, and they're allied to Mondstadt. Part 2, your priorities are just all over the place. So Livonia won the war against Lebanon. They annexed a couple provinces. And from Sangvisferi, they also annexed a couple provinces. So there is signs of life in the Eastern European power player. And part 2 won against Lebanon as well. They didn't really gain... Well, their subject of Mzab gained 2 provinces. But that's really about it. Lebanon needs to count itself very lucky that they did not lose any more than that. Because if those wars dragged on, they could have easily lost way more. But their enemies had a little bit of mercy on them. You know who didn't have mercy? Sumeru did not have mercy. You just look, I'm not gonna count. You look at that and see how many fucking provinces Sumeru just annexed away from Guanseo. Sumeru just made Guanseo a little 2-province minor right next to Po. And Po is about to get fully, or seems like it's going to get fully annexed by Li Yue. So, yeah. Big ol' Sumeru. This is by far a much more successful Sumeru compared to last campaign. It's interesting. It is very interesting. And Takigawa looking down into their own grave as Li Yue and Japan close in from both sides. The military of Takigawa struggling to find any sort of hope, but that hope is not there. Oh, that's a big war for the subcontinent. Sumeru's throwing down the gauntlet and saying, you know what, Dundar, it's time. You either join the revolution or you die in front of us. And it's just straight up, like, attacking Dundar. And Dundar is allied with the Cossacks and Li Yue. So Li Yue has joined the war, but I don't think they know what they signed up for. I really don't think so. Dundar, meanwhile, is fighting Sumeru and Satavahana, the 2 revolutionary Indians, and they are ready to go. As in, they're straight up just charging in head first, no regrets. And Dundar just doesn't know how to cope. Except for right here, this defense at the Battle of Delhi. In terms of stats, Dundar lacks discipline. They have more morale. However, tactics goes to Sumeru. So, Satavahana. But even with that battle won, the rest of their military isn't around, and so Satavahana as well as Sumeru are going to clean up these regiments and going to basically take over the capital. The capital is right here, and it is vulnerable. Dundar, what is your play? Li Yue, what is your play? I'm very, very curious. Li Yue, do you dedicate to going after Takigawa and finishing that war first, or do you try and defend against the incoming forces of Sumeru? Which, you know, you're understandably not going to be able to defend against Sumeru for long. Just like Dundar's not going to be able to defend against Satavahana for that long. I guess we'll just see. Takigawa is still trying to put up a stubborn defense, but as they put up that stubborn defense, it just takes away that little bit of time and resource that Li Yue could be dedicating to defending this border. The more time that passes, the weaker Dundar gets, and the more resources the two revolutionaries will be able to shift eastward as this war progresses. We have any other wars going on? We have quite a few, actually, but they're more so smaller ones. Partu's going after Katsina, finishing them off. Vononeria is going after Sufanburi, so they are consolidating their hold in Southeast Asia some more. Salento is going after Akdemachi. Can you actually make a naval landing? Whoa, Partu actually annexed the Canaries, so I have to imagine that Akdemachi... okay, their capital is now at the Azores. Can you do a naval landing at the Azores, Salento? That's the real question. And then Pangasinan is going after Cebu, and then Gaeldom is going after Cornwall, but I don't know how successful that one's going to be. It's not even really going to be that that influential. Kangaroo is going for independence against Toyotomi, and if they win, they might be able to form Australia. I'm not entirely sure, but here's hoping they can. Kutai Australian separatists, Wurundjeri separatists. This entire place needs to sort itself out. We have natives that have revolted and gained independence. Kulin, I don't know, are you... Okay, so you are part of the Aboriginals here. But I think that's the only Aboriginal tag that has gained independence. Akdemachi actually is getting their possessions in Papua New Guinea besieged by Salento. Kamai, you are at war with Sufanburi, and you're attacking Sufanburi. You actually have more than enough troops to put them down, but you're fighting Vononeria for that land, so... Not sure. Dundar trying to muster up a defense against Satavahana, and these sieges are taking a long time. But as soon as like one or two of them get done, like pressing on towards Dundar's capital is not going to be a problem. We already saw that Dundar's military isn't as good as it could be, so that's going to factor into Satavahana and Sumuru pushing toward the Gangetic Plain. Right? Okay, discipline is about even at this point. Morale favors Dundar. Tactics are about the same, so their military has improved a little bit. It's really going to come down to, though, if Dundar can just muster enough troops to hold them off. And in that case, it's a 2-on-1, so I don't think they can. Manpower reserves for the revolutionary side is more than enough to keep going. Lebanon is recovering steadily, still allied with Sangvisferi. Partu is now going after Mutapa. We saw last time that Partu was more than capable of taking on Mutapa. So I'm very, very worried that Mutapa is just going to crumple in front of Partu. But we'll see. Mutapa is only one military tech behind. Everyone is more or less on the same military tech level at this point. So there's the discrepancy between nations shouldn't be that much. And it seems as though Dundar cannot muster up a proper defense, unfortunately. Their capital is about to be taken over. Delhi is about to fall. And try as you might, try and take out this Sumuru army. Looks like it's successful, but Sumuru's ready to clap back with some reinforcements, and Dundar trying to... Okay. They reinforce just in time and take the battle. But Satavahana, now they're ready to to go too. It's not enough. Dundar, how long can you keep up these battles? They are righteous good victories, but they're also draining your manpower so much, draining your armies of resources you don't have, really. It is a testament, though, that Dundar is able to like hold off Satavahana and Sumeru, you know, these two giants, with what they have, and they don't have much. They really don't. You know, props to you. But it's just, in the end, in this war of attrition, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be enough, despite how good of an effort they're putting up. Their army is just being whittled away, bit by bit. And the Cossacks are even trying to help out, too. I just don't know if it's going to be enough. I don't think it's going to be enough, honestly. Liyue is still in this war. They have gained a lot of land from Takigawa, but I'm not sure if they can distract Sumeru that much. Powo is now a vassal of Liyue. Toyotomi is going to lose to their own colony. And Shimabara still allied with Iheri and still allied with Liyue. Man, the Cossacks really are dedicated allies. It's like they are traveling from the fucking Siberian... Are they in Siberia still? They're traveling... Yes, they are. They're basically on the edge of Siberia. They're traveling from the edge of Siberia all the way down through Central Asia to help their ally. But it just wasn't enough. And there you go. Dundar loses a huge chunk of land both to Satavahana and Sumeru. And also they release the tag of Kashmir. And I think that's that's the only tag they released. Salento is going after Bharat. We'll see if Salento actually dedicates to taking this land back, but we'll see. Satavahana is also supporting Hassa against Muscovy. I'm curious now if the alliance between Satavahana and Sumeru is going to break at any point. Oh, Powo is not a vassal under Liyue. It is a vassal under Sumeru. Sumeru also took this fucking line of provinces. That feels like a middle finger to Liyue. It's like, fuck you. Tired of your shit, Liyue. You've been getting in my way for these past few wars. God, just hate you. Cebu has been fully annexed. Revolutionary Ternate is chilling out. Kangaru is... They're still in the war. Okay, they are still in the war. Sumeru is now going after Pangasinan for some reason. It's just a revolutionary war, though, so it's just like, you do you. Voloneria, or no, Kamai is now going after Voloneria. Kamai thinks like, you know what, Voloneria, I think I can take you on. Let's do this. And Kamai is really overestimating their potential, I think. I think Voloneria is going to enjoy this war, Kamai. Just a thought. Or just me thinking out loud, you know. We have Averton separatists over here and Cornish separatists. Part 2. I like that you're trying to annex more and more of Africa. That's good ambition despite what Mondstadt has done to you. But you need to pay attention to the Isles. You need to pay attention to what's going on over here. So many things are gonna like be chipped away from you. And America is as silent as ever. That silence is worrying, it is brooding, and this is an abnormally straight border. What are you planning? At least Fontaine, they're relaxing under, what is this, Archbishop Louis the 32nd. How many Louis do you have stored up, Haiti? Or should I say Fontaine? How many Hades are in the closet? The Mamluks have not gained any allies. I have to imagine that if they don't gain any allies soon, Lebanon's going to go after them. We'll see, we'll see. The Gurid still only allied to the Orenburg Cossacks. Ihri feeling a little bit of revolutionary fervor. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness, Sumuru, what have you been doing? You have been spreading this, the revolutionary zeal everywhere. Like, it's even in Africa, it's even in Europe, but the heart of the revolution is truly in Asia. Salento seems like they want to bring troops over, but 48 transports and there's nothing in them. What's the plan here, if I may ask? Pangasinan, Revolutionary War against Pangasinan. Yep, I'm just curious if Sumuru is going to transport troops over to Pangasinan's mainland. Kamai, what have you been doing to Volnoneria? You got their land siege down, but somehow Volnoneria maintains the much larger stack. I have a feeling your capital is going to be taken over in a matter of time. I don't know, I could be wrong. Maybe Kamai pulls out a white piece in this war somehow, but I just doubt it. Volnoneria has the quantity and they have the manpower to reinforce. Kamai does not. Toyotomi has relinquished the reins over Kangaru. However, Kangaru is still at war with Akdemachi. Salento even gained land on Papua New Guinea. Huh. The Azores are still the home of Akdemachi. I'm just curious if are they ever gonna be fully annexed? I doubt it. I doubt it. And then Livonia being attacked by Mondstadt. What is new? And this is for Lida. I don't even know where Lida is, but oh, it's right here. There's just nothing they can do. Livonia cannot compete with this hegemon. Like, it's kind of good that Mondstadt wasn't able to get the military hegemon, but still, this being the economic hegemon still gives enough benefits. Are they even at governing capacity? Tell me. No, but they're more than halfway to it. Partu is still not paying any attention to what's going on in the Isles. Those rebels are running amok. And they have annexed a fair portion of the borderland with Mutapa. In fact, Partu went all out and they have been annexing a huge chunk of Mutapa. Partu's aims, they want to spray paint all of Africa their color. Semyon isn't pink enough. They're not as vibrant of a color. No. Partu wants deep pink. In fact, I don't even think Socotra is even a good enough pink color. No. It's only this fucking eye-searing, eye-burning pink. Sheesh. Should I instate a ban on what colors your nation can be? Because this hurts. This hurts my eyes sometimes. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Got a little bit of a stuffy nose. Revolutionaries are actually springing up in Japan. These are a lot of revolutionaries, actually. Japan's going to have to dedicate some serious forces to putting them down. Granted, they're not threatening any fortresses, so they're okay for now, but the revolutionary fervor, it's rising. It's gonna keep going. And yeah, this is an imperialist war. I didn't realize that. Kamai declared an imperialist war. So they are definitely losing land to Volnoneria. Volnoneria is gonna enjoy taking land from them. Kashmir allied with Sindh, but Dundar's having none of it, and they are attacking Sindh, trying to regain some semblance of balance. Satavahana? Conquest of Mansura. So now you're going after Muscovy. Alright, I see you, I see you. Ah, the Marathas are a vassal. That's what I thought was going to happen eventually, and Satavahana followed through. If you hear a whirring noise in the background, that is the air conditioning in my house. So sorry if it's a bit noisy. Dongola is here, and so is Makuria, because Bharat was successful. They have annexed the rest of Salento's land in India, and they are prosperous once more. Dongola has been released, Makuria has been released, 2 Sunni states that are ready to go out into the world and make friends, maybe. Or they could just be attacked by like Semyon right off the bat. Or Lebanon. Who knows? What other wars do we got going on? Liyue, Guanseo, so Liyue is just like, look Guanseo, I have sunk enough resources into you. It is time we merge our governments together by force if need be. And Guanseo is resisting. Mondstadt is fighting as hard as they can against Livonia. Well, actually, why would Mondstadt be trying against Livonia? They can just send half their military to Livonia and they would win. Hawaii is trying to take over Cornwall's land in the Pacific, and it's working. Hawaii has made a landing. Good on ya. Akitemachi is going after Kangaroo, but still nothing, and we know about the Satavahana conquest of Mansura. Interesting times we live in. And I'm glad that, even to this late into the campaign, the wars, they may have gotten, smaller in quantity, but they're still going, and there's still action around the map for me to commentate on. I do enjoy, because it's, there have been a few campaigns in the past where it's there are quote-unquote dead periods in the campaign where there's just nothing going on. There's no wars, it's just peace. Unsettling peace. Part 2, are you going to be able to take out these rebels? It took you how long to take these out? I don't know. I get worried about your rebel suppression capabilities, you know. Just a worry of mine. Iran has no friends. Dongola, Makuria, Bharat. Bharat actually has their independence guaranteed by, oh no, they are guaranteed. Okay, my bad. Because, what's it called? Revolutionary Makuria has a similar flag to Vononeria, and so I was like, am I seeing the same thing? Am I seeing it? But no. Kamai failed in their war against Vononeria, and Vononeria is chilling. Control of the Malay Peninsula, control of Sumatra, and half of Java. They are doing decently well. I'm very happy to see that they are... this isn't like a splattering of paint of different interests controlling Sumatra and the Malay Peninsula. It is consolidated under one power, and it's a native power that started here. It's cool. I like it. Dundar is going after Muscovy in the Dundari-Muscovite imperialist war, so this is the partitioning of Muscovy, unfortunately. Hassoth, I am sorry to say that Muscovy was not meant to be. I do appreciate the pun, though. And Satavahana, they took over a huge the eastern portion of South Arabia. That's going to give them new opportunities, because they can go after Semyon, or they can ally Semyon next. I'm very, very curious what is in store for the subcontinent and its neighbors. Part 2, you need... Okay, they took care of the Mutapan separatists. You have Particularists down here, and you have Kilwin Separatists over here. So, Partu, I advise you to take care of those rebels at your earliest convenience. Mondstadt pieced out Livonia, and it is official. The Baltic Sea is now belonging to all of Mondstadt. If they wanted to consolidate control, they could take out Sangvisferi and Lebanon, but I don't think they need to send that big of a message. Partu still allied with the papacy and Fontaine. Any other wars going on? Kulin is attacking Salento's colony. We have another Aboriginal tag gaining independence. Nyunga, which is where? It's right here. Well, it's cool to see two Aboriginal tags gain independence. However, one is Karmatian and the other is Shinto. And Salento is not having any of their shit. Salento is besieging their capital and is going to make an example out of them. Hawaii was successful against Cornwall. Hawaii consolidates their control over the Pacific. And in fact, they're going after Viti Levu once again. I hope you can actually take them out, but I won't be surprised if nothing happens there, Hawaii. Nyunga was taken out, unfortunately, by Salento, and it seems as though Kulin is about to be annexed as well, because Salento is... they're done playing around in Australia. What is this? Revolutionary Tang. So they were Sumeru released tags over here from Pangasinan, which is Tang, as well as Yang. Huh. And Japan even got a province too. Or maybe they've always had that, but still. That's cool. More revolutionary tags on the scene. And the revolution spreads even further. More provinces will rise up against their overlords. And then we'll this part, I think, we'll stop it in like August, September of next year, 1840, and that'll give us a nice 25 years for the final part. I'm gonna take a sip of my water. I'm sorry if that was a little bit loud. That is my water bottle. Much better. Got to stay hydrated. And Armenia is... Armenia is allied with Dundar. Okay, I gotcha. However, the Orenburg Cossacks are in that too, for some reason. I like the tenacity from the Cossacks. They have not given up. They are still putting their cards down whenever they can, whenever they're called to war. So, good on them. Dongola, Makuria, no allies yet. Partu is cleaning up the rebel situation. Good on you, Partu. You're learning some lessons, hopefully. Maybe keep like a spare army in the Isles. That way you don't succumb to losing more provinces here. And what is this? The Second Gaelic Cornish Imperialist War. I think Gaeldom is gonna win that, if I'm not mistaken. Because Mondstadt sent it's a casual stack, 58,000 troops. It's whatever. It's just these are volunteers. Actually, they volunteered to fight. The other 800,000 troops said, "Nah, we don't feel like it." But this volunteer corps of 58,000, they said, "You know what? I want to fight for my Gaelic allies." All right. Yep. We are set to put the brakes on in just a few months because things are cooling down for a little bit. I don't know what's going to happen in the last part. Maybe we'll get even more, like, fiery wars. But I'm not sure. I wouldn't mind seeing, like, Mondstadt try their hand against, like, Lebanon and their allies, but... yeah, I don't know. That'll be it for now, though. Quite a few interesting things, including... well, I mean, just the general spread of the revolution. This is probably... I think... this is the most... successful revolution I've ever seen in a campaign. I've never seen it spread this far at all in the old world. So this is actually pretty cool. We have 3 like huge revolutionary tags that are actually kind of making it in the world, and they are spreading the revolution wherever they conquer. So I'm very excited for this final part coming up of campaign 10. Anyways, let's go ahead and look at this old leaderboard. So, in first place is Mondstadt. In second place is Partu. In third place is America. In fourth place is Livonia. In fifth place is Sumeru. In sixth place is Shimabara. In seventh place is Lebanon. In eighth place is Colombia. In ninth place is Salento. In 10th place is Semyon. In 11th place is Satavahana. In 12th place is Sulaset. That'll be all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the final part for this campaign.